Could red dots on the James Webb Space Telescope image of the early universe been a long theoretical star called a black hole star? Did NASA's Perseverance Mars rover just find evidence of alien life in the rocks? Explore these topics and more on Surveying the Cosmos.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hi everyone, I'm Eric, and welcome to Surveying the Cosmos, where I'll get your space news and more real fast. A few weeks ago, I reported that the James Webb Space Telescope found around 300 tiny little red dots, dubbed as cosmic miracles. They're approximately 280 million years old. Some astronomers have suggested that these little red dots were potentially mature galaxies way too early in the current timeline of the Big Bang model, when the first stars are thought to have formed about 120 million years later. A new paper published in the journal Astronomy and Astrophysics has suggested that these little red dots, LRDs, may not be mature galaxies, but a new object in the universe, black hole stars. The analysis done by an international team of astronomers and physicists, including those at Penn State, say that the LRDs may be giant spheres of gas so dense that they look like atmospheres of typical nuclear fusion-powered stars. However, instead of fusion, they are powered by supermassive black holes in their center that rapidly pull in matter, converting it into energy and giving off light. These black hole stars have a resemblance of other cold stars found in the universe, but magnitudes larger in size. While the gas surrounding supermassive black holes reach temperatures of millions of degrees Celsius, the gas around these stars remain relatively cold and emit light primarily in the red or near infrared spectrum. Supermassive black holes have been found at the center of galaxies as we see today. If the observations hold true, these supermassive black holes are in their infancy stage in this image. These new black hole objects could help explain the early evolution of our universe. More observations and studies will hopefully shed more light, unraveling more of the mysteries of our universe. This past week, NASA announced that signs of life have been discovered on Mars. This is a hopeful sign with two duds behind us. In 1976, NASA's Viking 1 and 2 Martian landers conducted several experiments in the red soil, finding hints of the presence of life. However, scientists later determined that no biological material was present in those samples. In 1996, a NASA team said they found what looks like ancient microbial life and a 4 billion-year-old meteorite that came from Mars. Even President Bill Clinton gave a speech about this potential discovery. However, after years of debate, the scientific community rejected the hypothesis that the unusual features were signs of life. NASA launched the Perseverance Mars rover in July of 2020 to the Jezero crater in order to seek signs of ancient life, collect rock samples, and potentially return them to Earth for further study. NASA just recently announced that the Perseverance rover found an unusual arrow-shaped rock last year in a dried-up riverbed that long ago filled the Jezero crater with fluid. The rover discovered leopard spots on a reddish rock where scientists think that these spots are biosignatures, features that serve as evidence of past or present life. These fossils could have been made from a biological process or mineral patterns that only come from microbial life. And when we say life, we're not talking about complex humanoids or animals or green little men, but simple life forms that includes bacteria, algae, fungi, protozoa, and viruses. The next step is to return the sample to Earth for further study. However, the current administration has scrapped the return to Earth plans, and NASA is looking for a cheap way to return the sample back, or send astronauts to Mars itself. In this episode, Did You Know series, the universe is full of cold stars. Cold stars are stars with a temperature of less than 2,000 Kelvin, or around 3,140 degrees Fahrenheit. For a comparison, our sun has a temperature of around 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. In this classification of stars, you have main sequence stars, giant stars, and brown dwarfs. Brown dwarfs don't have enough mass to support the hydrogen fusion process in a regular star, but still produce faint visible light from the fusion of deuterium at a much lower temperature. The coldest brown dwarf found is named WISE 0855-0714. It has a temperature of 53 degrees Fahrenheit. And even with the cold, mild surface conditions, exposure to deuterium radiation on a cold brown dwarf would be hazardous to human health. Thanks to all my new subscribers for joining me here at Surveying the Cosmos. Until next time, take care and clear skies.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff of Space Shuttle Atlantis.